Hello, virtual Whitefish Bay Middle School students. Whether you are in the B cohort and aren't coming to school physically on the first day, or you're a part of one of our fully virtual cohorts, I wanted to give you some information so that you felt comfortable and prepared as much as you can be to embark upon this new endeavor of taking school remotely. So I thought we'd maybe just walk through the entirety of the day so that you felt comfortable and kind of had a sense of how it might go. So let's talk about first thing in the morning. I would really encourage you, even though you are a virtual student, to go through your typical morning routine how you would before school. So getting up on time, eating breakfast, walking the dog, grabbing a shower, just whatever it is that it helps you feel ready for your day. Like you would have in the past if you were physically coming to school. Right around 7:50, I would start getting settled into your space, wherever that's going to be in your house, where you're going to be, logging on and doing most of your work. That gives you a full 15 minutes before your first class begins. So the first class is at 8:05. That gives you time to get in, open up Canvas, check your email, get your supplies and materials handy, make sure your device is charged. So I would just kind of do those things before, like I said, around 7:50 is probably good because at 8:05 the day begins. I hope by now you've watched my video from last week and you've built your schedule, because that schedule for the day is true for kids at home as it is for kids who are physically at school. That's your schedule. And all of our classes, most of our classes, will begin with some synchronous element, some real-time element. Most of the time that's going to be through Zoom, and the Zoom link is going to be right in the class in Canvas. So it's important that you're on time to your classes. Sixth graders, your very first class of the day is Homeroom. So you're going to go to the whole building. Your homeroom is attached to your Core 1 class. So sixth graders, you'll go to your Core 1 class and follow the Zoom link in there, and that'll take you to your homeroom time. And then your teacher will talk you through what happens next. In seventh grade, your very first class of the day is Core 1, so you'll go to your Core 1 class. Eighth graders, yours is a little trickier because you start the day with specials. So we'll talk about that in just a second. But for all of you, Canvas is the place where you're going to go to start your day. Now, your classes aren't posted yet. You're not going to see them until the first day of school, but they will be up there in the morning. So go to that Core 1 class or your specials class and be sure you're ready to go at 8:05. If you happen to be struggling or if you get lost and you're not sure what to do, I'm going to put a Zoom link in this email. And that's going to be staffed by either myself or Mr. Rose all throughout the course of the day during those first few days of school, so that if you're not sure what to do, you can pop into that Zoom link and one of us will be able to help you out. Just as if it was the first day of school in person and you were lost and you couldn't find a class, we would help you get there. Likewise, the Zoom link will be the same thing. So if you need us, just pop into that room and we'll help you get wherever you need to go. So let's go back to specials, because it's tricky for 8th grade, but it's kind of confusing for everybody. So I just want to take a minute, especially for our virtual kids, to talk through this. One of your periods of specials, you will have music and world language in there. Those classes are not live. So when that shows up in your schedule, you'll go into Canvas and you'll open those classes up. And there'll be a module in there for you to complete, but it's not live like your math class, for example, where you're going to start in Zoom and have a live session. So you'll see one of those in there. Just pop in. If some of you have, say, German, orchestra, and choir. Great. Open up all three of those classes and kind of complete the work that needs to be done for the day in that hour that's been set aside for that. The other period of the day is for PE and one of your wheel classes. So that wheel classes, again, are art, business, theater, those kinds of classes. So your PE class will never be live, but you should still open up the module and take a look at what you're supposed to do. Your wheel class is live, so you need to treat that the same way you would your math class or your English class. You need to go into that class in Canvas. You need to be on time. And you need to open up that Zoom link so that you can join Miss Doherty or whomever your teacher is live for that class. So The trickiest part, I hate adding more trickiness to you, but in that first week of school, remember that the days are a little off. The first day of school is a Tuesday. So you need to use your Monday class, and that'll say that on your schedule. So, and that applies for your wheel or for PE. So, for example, in your schedule, if it says you have art on Monday, that's what you're going to do on the first day of school, on that Tuesday. So it's going to be a little off until we have a full 5-day week of school. Again, we're going to get you there. You might get a little confused, but we're going to make sure you're okay and you get there. So don't panic. Just open up the modules and take a look at where you're supposed to be on that day. So 8th graders, if your first class is not a live class, you really won't be checking in until your first live class of the day, and that's okay. So let's talk a little bit about those live classes that you might have during the course of the day. It's really important, again, to follow your schedule because we're going to take attendance. So if your class starts at, let's say, 8:05, if you have a live class at 8:05, your teacher is going to be taking attendance, making sure that you're there. So it's important that you get in and you open up that Zoom link so that they know that you're there. We'll be talking more about Zoom etiquette, but just a reminder, you might want to be thinking about, what you're wearing, what your background looks like, so that if you do decide to turn your camera on, and we hope that you do, we hope that you're comfortable doing that so that you get a chance to see each other in that day, but we're not going to require you to. But if you do, then you know it's in the background, you know that whatever shirt you're wearing is school appropriate and things of that nature. So that's kind of your day. You'll follow your schedule then throughout the course of the day. When it's lunchtime, that's your time to do whatever it is that you need to. Just make sure that you're back in time for your next class that operates after lunch. So you'll just follow that schedule, keeping an eye on what classes are live. And then if you do have some of those classes that aren't, like music and world language, that you're still doing that work, but you're not going to have a live session. If you are watching this and you're in the B group, and you're going to be coming to school on Thursday, I would suggest you also watch that video, maybe on Wednesday night, the in-person video as well. Again, we will have that Zoom link open, so if you are at home and you need some help, just hop on there and we will help you get where you need to go. These first few days are going to be a little bit, just a little wonky, but we're going to get there. We're going to figure out this new routine, and I bet you by the start of the second week of school, this is going to be easy peasy. And so we're going to help you to do that. Should you have questions, you can always email me, you can email your school counselor, or you can email your homeroom teacher. That's really going to be the person who is your rock throughout this course of the school year. And so reach out to that homeroom person and they'd be able to help you as well. All right, everybody. I hope you have a good night of sleep, and we'll see you virtually on that first day. Bye-bye.